In the vast expanse of the Aegean Sea, where the horizon seemed to stretch into eternity, the mighty Poseidon ruled supreme. Known to the Greeks as the god of the sea, earthquakes and horses, Poseidon wielded his trident with unparalleled authority, his moods reflected in the calm or turbulent waters. Sailors and fishermen paid homage to him, seeking his favor for safe voyages and bountiful catches. But woe to those who incurred his wrath, for Poseidon's vengeance was as boundless as the ocean itself. One such tale of Poseidon's power and fury begins on the island of Naxos, where a wealthy but arrogant king named Polydectes ruled. Polydectes, proud of his riches and disdainful of the gods, refused to offer the customary sacrifices to Poseidon, believing his wealth and influence made him untouchable. This hubris did not go unnoticed by Poseidon, who watched with growing ire as the king flaunted his disrespect. Polydectes' arrogance reached its peak when he decided to host a grand feast, inviting nobles and dignitaries from across the Greek world. In a bid to showcase his might, he declared that he would sail his grand fleet across the Aegean, defying the gods to stop him. His proclamation echoed through the halls of his palace, and his guests, fearing his wrath more than the gods, remained silent. Poseidon, angered by such blatant disrespect, decided to teach the king a lesson he would never forget. As Polydectes' fleet set sail from the harbor, the sea, calm and serene under the morning sun, began to stir. The sky darkened, clouds gathering with an ominous speed. The air grew heavy, charged with the scent of salt and the promise of a storm. The king, standing on the deck of his flagship, laughed at the growing tempest, his arrogance blinding him to the impending danger. But Poseidon's fury was not to be mocked. With a mighty thrust of his trident, he summoned a storm of unparalleled ferocity. Waves the size of mountains crashed upon the fleet, and lightning split the sky, illuminating the terror on the faces of the sailors. Ships were tossed about like leaves in a gale, their masts snapping like twigs. The cries of the men were swallowed by the roar of the ocean, and one by one, the mighty vessels of Polydectes' fleet were claimed by the sea. The king, clinging to the wreckage of his ship, finally understood the folly of his pride. His once grand fleet lay shattered beneath the waves, and he, a mere mortal, was at the mercy of the god he had so foolishly defied. Poseidon, watching from the depths, allowed Polydectes to survive, but the king's spirit was broken. Washed ashore on a desolate island, he spent the remainder of his days in humility, offering prayers and sacrifices to Poseidon, warning all who would listen of the god's might and the dangers of hubris. The tale of Polydectes and Poseidon's wrath spread across Greece, a stark reminder of the power of the sea god. Sailors continued to honor Poseidon, their offerings and prayers sincere, for they knew that the sea was a realm of both bounty and peril, ruled by a god whose favor was as essential as the wind in their sails. And so, Poseidon's legend endured, his name spoken with reverence and fear. The god of the sea, earthquakes, and horses remained a figure of awe, his trident a symbol of his unchallenged dominion over the vast, unpredictable ocean.